everybody. Welcome back to the ChatGTM podcast. It's Michael Beck reporting to you live here from the National Restaurant Association show here in Chicago, Illinois. It has been a fun, 3 days here now?
3 days.
75,000 steps later, I'm still alive, still talking, a little bit hoarse, but I got a story to tell. Today, I am here and blessed to be joined by one of my very good friends, Mr. Brock Weeks, the CEO here at Savi Solutions. And Savi's doing a lot of great things for the industry. Brock, how are you doing, man?
Life's good. I mean, we're in day 3 at the NRA show.
Yeah.
Been able to catch up with a ton of great people and have a lot of really great, engaging discussions, I would say. People are genuinely getting to the meat and potatoes of how to solve problems. So it's a lot of fun.
You got some great news. You're bursting to tell that we have to put the lid on right now. But I am so happy for you. It just tells me you got a great future ahead of your team, your company, this brand you valiantly fought to build with your own sweat, blood, and tears. Hopefully no blood in there, but
no, it's there's a lot of fun things that have been in the works for a while that are starting to come to fruition, and some right bets we made that other people caught on to that same vision and have engaged with us and partnered with us, and a lot of fun, exciting things to come.
Funny how that works. So you plant seeds, you water them, you put sunlight on it, and they grow.
Yes,
right? Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So Brock, I always do this foundationally, even though you and I know each other, not everybody knows you yet. Savi Solutions, what do you do? Who do you do it for? Why should people care?
Yeah, that's Savi. That's just a simple question.
Tell me why you exist.
We simply believe that the answers to most questions are found within the 4 walls of the restaurant.
Yep.
Getting to those answers is quite difficult and been time consuming in the years past. So secret shop visits, manager visits, and those things are still great. But we believe there's an asset of surveillance video that's been sitting in a back recorder being used as a liability and insurance protection.
Yeah.
If you can unlock that and integrate it to your business and structure that data in a programmatic way, it can actually help answer a ton of questions for your brand. And so we're after helping operators answer questions by using video.
Why things happened.
Get to the nut of it, of why the thing is happening, why you're getting the results you're getting. Because, we've all been swimming in data for years.
Yeah.
But the context behind the data is so important, and often it's not a new technology innovation. Like, I heard this hilarious story today, talking to some of the guys that were early on in redesigning the way that Starbucks did their drive-thru experience. One of our products that we use for video, because we believe video is a data set, not an individual product. One of our products is called Customer Flow AI for the drive-thru journey. Using cameras to track the entire customer experience, drive off all of that. So, and do the same thing on the in-store.
Sure.
But they were talking about when they redid their drive-thru experience at Starbucks, they started with planning. They did computer simulated models where they put all of these different scenarios through it, met with the engineering, the architects, redesigned everything. After 2 years, finally went live. And 3 of the key engineers on the project, they weren't there. They were at different spots in the country for other meetings.
Sure.
Kicked it off, and all of the metrics were going in the wrong direction.
What do you mean?
Meaning their speed of service was actually going up. They were taking longer. Customers were happy. Order accuracy issues. So, all these 3 main guys jump on a plane, fly out there, land, walk in the next day of the restaurant to observe what in the world's going on. Someone decided to place a garbage can right in the middle of how they had redesigned, because they had redesigned things. Placed a garbage can there that took up part of the prep line. So everyone was just working around the garbage can, but it was causing a complete disruption and breakdown of their processes. So they were moving things over here and then putting part of the order over here. So things were getting lost. It was taking longer. Just because someone placed a garbage can there. It gets to the point of there's a lot of really, really simple
We could have caught that.
And you don't need 3 engineers to jump on an airplane and
fly cross country, do an audit analysis. Oh my gosh.
Correct. If you have the data and it's updating for you in real time, you can see exactly what's going on and then say, well, things look off. Dive right into it, diagnose it, and resolve it.
It was good this day. It changed this day. What happened right here?
Why?
Yes.
Get to the why, because when you understand the why, you can then start
fix
to
what's wrong.
eliminate it or replicate that is actually driving profits. So if we can help get to that why as quick as possible for brands, we feel like we're doing our job in the most affordable, economical way possible.
I think you're right. It's funny, when I hear you talking about, we record this video, it's been sitting there forever. I'm a movie guy, you know that.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Indiana Jones at the end of the movie. He goes, "Where's the Ark, Renee?" And the guy goes, "With top men." And you see the Ark being wheeled off this giant warehouse where
Yep.
nothing will ever be found.
Yep.
Right? And that's kind of what's happened up until the point you guys came along and said, listen, we have the gold. We have the treasure here. You just have to know where it's stored, and we have to be able to get to it.
Correct. You need it, right? So it comes down to a basic premise, and it was kind of the aha moment for us of the opportunity where we had a contrarian view to the way everyone else was doing video, and that's that, is it truly a data set? Data sets have multiple use cases across the brand, to the partners, etc.
Right.
If it's a data set, there's almost zero argument that a data set should live centralized in the cloud.
Yes.
So that people can integrate against it and the data can be analyzed and correlated in different ways.
Right.
So we looked and said, okay, 99% of videos not viewed. If we can move it off site, though, it is more secure for when it needs to be viewed.
Yep, nobody's smashing the box if something happens.
Yeah, but more importantly, now as technology continues to progress and new LLM models come out, new types of data sets need to be referenced against it. Like 10 years ago, we're right next to Ovation. We'll give a shout out to the Ovation team here at NRA. They have a great reviews platform, and brands now have more insights into their guest experience. But you still want to know, like, well, if they're saying that they had a bad experience, the employees were rude, or it was dirty.
Right.
How do you solve that?
Right.
Where now they are like, hey, could we integrate to the video and take you right to that
Cross-reference
time?
it. Yep.
That's just an example of you have this data set, you want to enrich it with other integrations, and you want to be able to leverage LLM and AI development to surface insights in a programmatic way and move from reactive to proactive.
Yeah.
So the key thing, though, is that's all great. How do you help the operator who's got, 800 stores, 2,000 stores, and a bunch of franchisees not constantly having to reinvent the wheel every 18 months and buy something new? And like, things are moving so fast today.
Yeah.
How do you actually help prepare them to vet technology, future-proof their sites, reduce the amount of investment and tools and technology they have to manage?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the real challenges that tech vendors like ourselves need to be better about and more collaborative for these brands and collaborative with the brands to help solve that problem.
So I know the answer to this, but I'd love to hear you say the answer. So I've got a loop system that should solve it. Is there a picture I'm missing if I have that?
Yeah, I mean, they're great. 78% accurate according to the studies.
Sure.
But if it's rigid, it cannot be fixed, meaning it's fixed in the extent of this has to run for this operations and this operations. Anything changes in your operations, like you start line busting or you shift pull ahead orders, it does not work.
Right.
And if anything is an issue, you're carrying up concrete and all of that. And you're also looking at half the journey.
What do you mean?
Well, what if no one is actually able to get to the menu board because the lines are too long?
We're talking about peel-offs?
Correct, and they're just abandoning the line. Whether that's happening in the drive-thru, it's right now most brands have no idea what that percentage is.
Yeah.
You got a camera there, now start to structure it and track it. And
I can put a line buster out there, fix it, and recover that customer before they leave.
Does it actually fix it? You can actually measure it now, and you don't have to do these anecdotal assumptions. You move to data-based decisions that you can validate, test, and iterate on so fast because it's flexible on how you can set up the tracking.
Right.
And then I always love, because we track the reviews of the brand.
Sure.
And someone said what we've all been thinking, I guess only drive-through guests matter at this brand.
Oh.
Because I'm standing here in the lobby and I've been standing here for 8 minutes and everyone's paying attention to the drive-through. Because they're only measuring, even if 70% of your transactions are going through the drive-through, that still means 30% of your guests, you have no idea what their experience actually looks like from a data standpoint.
So, I mean, this is wonderful. When I think about your team, I have a personal experience with you guys, and I can say it. They're warm and wonderful people. It's nice to work with them. It's a nice group of folks. But when you guys are thinking about your customers and interacting with them, how do you view not customers, your partners, right?
So that's the term we use, Savi's partner.
But when you're building for them, what are you thinking about? Because right now is a moment in time.
Yeah.
Right? How do you stay ahead of this and keep making this better for where we're going, not where we're at right now?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I think we have two things that we need to be doing for our partners who we're fortunate to partner in their business with. One, we need to be the expert to help them understand where the technology is going and the actual capabilities. That's on us.
Yeah.
And we need to be the experts to provide that support and technology expertise. And we're also seeing it across other brands. And while we need to respect and keep our other partners data sensitive, which we do, there are obviously learnings that if they're shared across the industry and best practices, you can help lift all tides, right? Which this is a very, very close industry that we all basically visit as patrons or work with and support. So we need to be the technology expert to help them not only understand what it's doing today, but where it's going. Because if you've got 1,000 or 2,000 stores, think about the old RFP process. You meet, you identify a problem, you build the RFP. Let's say that takes what, 60 to 90 days?
At least.
If it's efficient.
Yeah.
Well, then they run it and gather answers for 30 to 60 days.
You're half a year in.
Summarize that data, select someone, go live with some sort of a pilot and a POC for 30 to 60 days. Now we're approaching 3/4 of a year. And then you're going to evaluate and make a decision and then start an implementation across stores. So it's a year cycle.
And that's not even talking implementation span too.
Correct.
Right.
So if let's say that they then have X thousand of the sites and it's going to take a year to a year and a half for them to do the tech deployment, depending on what they're doing.
So 2 years later, something happens.
Well, 2 years later, they made a decision and finally have actually implemented everything. How much has technology changed in that 2 year period of time?
Yeah, you might have to do a refresh by the time you're done.
The iteration cycles of technology are moving so fast.
Yeah.
It's more important to ensure you have I really, really empathize with operators right now. It takes a lot of strategy and it takes hey, is this partner keeping up on where things are going?
100%.
Is this partner actually setting us up for 5 years down the road, 3 years down the road?
Or are they building for an exit?
Yeah, exactly. Who are they?
And then they go bouncing off the night with their money and you're stuck holding the bag.
And can I trust what they're telling me? Are they going to tell me when it's working, when it's not?
Yeah.
And when stuff doesn't go as planned, because I know it's hard to imagine, but sometimes technology deployments don't always go perfect. I mean, for us, we're deploying onto cameras we don't own, onto networks we don't maintain, right?
Wiring you didn't install.
There's a few variables there.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just us. We actually hear a lot of the venting about other technology deployments. How is the partner going to show up then? And that's actually one of the big things for me is am I bringing the right people into our organization that are going to do that? Are they looking into the future for these customers? And are they someone that they can pick up the phone and call when things aren't going well? And they know we're going to be responsive, we're going to be truthful, and we're going to be collaborative in solving the problem for them. We need to do that for our partners.
Well, you brought a new CTO not too long ago, right?
Yeah, a couple of years back.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about how he thinks about product. As much as you can, jump into his brain, right? But you spend time with him.
I always joke around whenever I'm meeting with him. I feel like I'm a couple steps behind in what he's processing.
You should be.
But we have a unique thing. Video can do a lot. But should you do a lot with video?
Can you and should you are great questions.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's something that he spends a lot of time on, of understanding the implications of privacy, understanding the implications of how does this actually scale and what are the factors that make it fragile so that it's not scalable for a brand. Because if you can make it work in a lab or make it work cookie cutter in 10 stores, great. But how do you scale it across an entire ecosystem so that on Friday night when things are humming, it's doing its job? Right. And so he's always thinking in the future of what are the ramifications and implications? How could this break? How could this fail? And back to, should video be the source that we use to solve this problem? Right. Because sometimes it might not be it. It might not be it. And just because you can do things with video does not mean you should. Right. And it's our job to help the customers understand the difficulty of the problems, how they work, the cost levers, so that they're getting the highest ROI and highest impact to the brand. on how they're trying to extract value out of this data set.
That makes sense. Well, Brock, I know we have to go here in a minute because we're at a show, and every time you're talking to me, you're not talking to potential clients.
Yeah.
But when you just mentioned this, is though when we were talking about the analogy, the RFP process, the pilot process, the rollout process, long cycles. How long does it take to drop in Savi? If you say, hey, we got an affinity here, we've got something good, we both feel good about doing this, what does the implementation look like?
Yeah, so everyone's like, okay, so we need to plan for like an hour, 2 hours on site. And we always laugh and say, well, yeah, plan for an hour on the first site just in case there's something wrong with the network. But if your network is managed correctly and you've got the right ports and everything, you plug it in and it's done in 5 minutes. And it really is. We don't do the heavy lifting and configuration and process on site. All the on-site device does is encrypts the data and compresses it and moves it securely to the cloud. All the magic happens in the back end. So the actual on-site deployments, a lot of our customers don't send a technician on site. They just plug into port 6, provide power. They're doing the drive-through solution with it, plug in a small little HDMI stick to power on the back of the TV and into the HDMI port, scan the QR code, and it's connected.
Get out of here. That's easy.
It's really simple. We actually have they've got about 5,000 locations. We just finished going live in the 20-store test pilot. And after they came back and like, oh, you weren't kidding. We don't need to send a technician. And we started laughing like, we actually are documenting how you guys did what you did so we can try to replicate this with our other vendors to remove the friction of deployment from our IT team. So
if they can do it, good luck to them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's right. It's all about solving the friction points, which a lot of times is just getting the technology out and maintained in these distributed locations.
Yeah. Well, earlier another peer of ours shared a data point with me I thought was horrific, which was 40% of restaurants did not make a profit last year.
Yeah.
Right. Everything, 40%. 40%. I bounced that off a couple of people. That's about right. So think about those independents, the people who invested their life savings, the people that are working that as their job. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And every little bit that you squeeze out of something like this and find those opportunities of improvement for guest satisfaction, increase guest experience. That's where your money comes from, right?
Correct. Yeah, you've already got the infrastructure. That's our whole thing is, even if you just take 3 hours a day of peak throughput, hour and a half at lunch, hour and a half at dinner, if you can get 2 more transactions through the process in a good experience because you're able to establish a baseline, compound that across not just hundreds and thousands. Let's say it's one of your franchisees that has 8 stores. That compounds, and that could be where the profit is, right?
Makes or breaks it.
Yep, stop the stuff that's leaking through loss prevention and proper discounting, food waste, things of that nature. I think we've left the free flow capital where capital flowed into businesses and down into the consumer's pocketbooks, where there was free flow spending and unit growth at all costs. Now we kind of have to come back down to the fundamentals of how do we make these stores profitable?
Or if you tech stack bloat, or maybe there's expensive systems in place that might not be serving you the way they used to, and there's other options today.
Right.
Definitely something to consider. Brock, this has been great. Every time I get a little bit of enlightenment out, a little bit of fun.
Always a pleasure when we're able to hang out back. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm glad you're out there, man. And then, so remind me, what's your website for people who want to look up Savi?
Yep, getsavi.com, and that's S-A, we'll do here since our logo there, S-A-V-I. Getsavi.com. We're active on LinkedIn. Please reach out to our team. Honestly, right now, we genuinely mean it. Vision technology is moving really, really fast, and there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there. And there's a lot of strategy planning that needs to take place, and a collaboration across the different departments within your brands and organizations. If we can be helpful purely just to bounce ideas off of, genuinely reach out to our team. We're happy to help in any way we can.
Beautiful. Well, I can't say any better than that, so I'm going to sign off. This has been Brock Weeks and Michael Beck. Sign off here from the Savi booth, the NRA show. We'll see you guys in the next one. And always, random acts of kindness. Sprinkle that stuff everywhere. Never know whose day you're going to make better, just like Brock made my day better just by spending some time with me here.
Hey,
Take care, everybody.
Amen to that. Thanks, everyone.